serve them, which Yahweh thy power had divided unto all nations under the whole heaven. Yeah, those things in the air are made for the entire nation, entire creation of the Heavenly Father to serve it. The sun to serve man, and the moon to serve man at night. It regulates the water and stuff like that. The tide actually. And the sun regulates the temperature of the earth, and among other things. But Yahweh had taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt, to be unto him a people of inheritance, as ye are this day. Furthermore, Yahweh was angry with me for your sakes, and sware that I should not go over Jordan, and that I should not go into that good land, which Yahweh thy power giveth thee for an inheritance. But I must die in this land. I must not go over Jordan. That happened to Moses, by the way. But ye shall go over and possess that good land. Take heed unto yourselves, lest ye forget the covenant of Yahweh your power, which he made with you, and make you a grave image, or the likeness of anything which Yahweh thy power had forbidden thee. Right, which are those statues, nature worship and stuff like that. For Yahweh thy power is a consuming fire, even a jealous power. When thou shalt beget children and children's children, and ye shall have remained long in the land, and shall corrupt yourselves, and make an graven image, or the likeness of anything, and shall do evil in the sight of Yahweh thy power, to provoke him to anger, I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that ye shall soon utterly perish from off the land whereunto ye go over Jordan to possess it. Ye shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed. And this is exactly what happened. This is it's funny because he said, I call heaven and earth to witness. You gonna die. And we did. It's funny. And Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, which we are right now, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither Yahweh shall lead you. And that is the truth. Numbers chapter 28. No, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 62. Sorry. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven, for multitude. Why? Because thou wouldest not obey the voice of Yahweh thy power. What is the voice of the Lord? Well, the words as one, but the voice of the Lord are the prophets, the men of the Lord that he sent among his people, that they would not listen to. That's why Yahweh said, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killeth the prophets, you're the ones. The ones that had been sent unto thee are the ones that you kill. Matthew 23:37. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets, and stonest them which are sent unto thee, how often would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wings, and ye would not. That's mentioned in the book of Proverbs chapter 9. Proverbs chapter 9. The Lord sent his maidens wisdom, and sent her maidens. Right. Whoso is simple, let him turn. Come eat. Okay, right. Deuteronomy chapter, not Deuteronomy. Not that. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 28. And there ye shall serve other gods. What? Yeah. Deuteronomy 4 and 28. No. 28. And there ye shall serve other gods. And there ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. And what do our people have until this day? These type of shrines. They actually have this, like, shrines in, they have it in Jamaica. You got these dolls and stuff like that. They have it in Haiti. They have these things. It's scary as hell. She undressed too. God damn. Just filth. And then you have Caesar Borgia's mother, her the whore. if you knew who Caesar Borgia's mother was, man, you think Jeffrey Epstein is a cool guy. Yeah. So 28. No. 29. So the Lord is going to scatter us, and we shall be left few, as we were many, compared to as we were. We used to be many. And yeah. Sorry. So, and we do serve other gods. Verse 29. But if from thence thou shalt seek Yahweh thy power, thou shalt find him. If thou wilt seek him with all thy heart, and with all thy soul. When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, if thou turn to Yahweh thy power, and shalt be obedient unto his voice. For Yahweh thy power is a merciful power. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he sware unto thee. For ask now of the days that are past, which were before thee, since the day Yahweh created man upon the earth, and asked from the one side of heaven unto the other, whether there had been any such thing as this great thing is, or had been heard like it. There is none. Yahweh Bashem Yahshai is the ultimate. Then there's nothing else. Did ever people hear the voice of Yahweh speaking out of the midst of the fire, as thou hast heard and live? No one. So this great thing has not happened ever before. It happened to individuals like Moses. It happened to another individual, which is Ezra, in the book of Ezra, 2nd Ezra 14. But to a whole people, it did not happen, ever. Like to a whole people, it didn't happen. Or had Yahweh aside, assayed, what's that again?
Assay.
Determined, tested out. Determine the content or quality of a metal. So you're testing something out. Attempt. Trial. You're testing something out. Let me see. Essay. ¿Cómo está ese? Essay. Right. Or had Yahweh essayed to go and take him a nation. In this case, it would be attempt. Or to test him out. A nation from the midst of another nation. Let me read that again, just to show you that the Lord is only dealing with the nation of Israel. Or had Yahweh essayed to go and find him a nation from the midst of another nation, by temptations, by signs, and by wonders, and by war, and by a mighty hand, and by a stretched out arm, and by great terrors. For example, he did that in Egypt when he stretched us out. Wars, mighty hand, wonders, he did that with us also, which is also in Egypt, for example. Signs, also in Egypt. Temptations, all over the place, but yeah, Egypt too. You see, great terrors, which he brought upon the Egyptians also. According to all that Yahweh, your power, did for you in Egypt before your eyes. You see? Right? All these things he did in Egypt. Unto thee it was shown. that thou mightest know that Yahweh, He is power. There is none else beside Him. Out of the heaven He made thee to hear His voice. And we were the only one as a nation to hear that. That He might instruct thee. And how? He gave Moses the laws. And then therefore also after Moses the other prophets that came after Moses. And upon earth He showed thee His great fire, and thou hearest His words out of the midst of the fire. And because He loved thy fathers, therefore He chose their seed after them, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and his seeds after them, and the 12 tribes, and their seed after them, and brought thee out in His sight with His mighty power out of Egypt, to drive out nations from before thee, greater and mightier than thou, to bring thee, to give thee their land for an inheritance, as it is this day. Know therefore this day, and consider it in thine heart, that Yahweh, He is power in heaven above, and upon the earth beneath. There is none else. Thou shalt keep therefore His statutes and His commandments, which I command thee this day, that it may go well with thee, and with thy children after thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days upon the earth, which Yahweh thy power giveth thee forever. Let me see, verse. I didn't even notice it. By the way, verse 32 was subtitled Israel as a chosen nation. Sorry about that. I have it right in front of me, but I missed it. Yeah. Israel let me see again. It says here, Israel as a chosen nation, right? So yeah, all this I read because Israel is a chosen nation. That's what I read here too. He didn't do it with anybody else. He didn't take him another nation. Going on. It's still the same topic. The subtitle. Then Moses served 3 cities of this side Jordan toward the sun rising. Then Moses severed 3 cities on this side Jordan toward the sun rising, that the slayer might flee thither, which should kill his neighbor unawares, and hated him not in time past, that fleeing unto one of these cities he might live, right? Because the family members are going to want to kill you. But if the slayer, which is not a murderer, let's say he fight with a person because the man was, irritating him or something like that. He was provoking him. Maybe he smacked him first, and then he smacked him back, and then he fell on his head and died. So Moses then therefore commanded to give 3 cities where you can flee to, and that city would protect you until the court of law would come, and you would be judged if it was good or not. They would go around and ask people, so were there enemies before? No, he just came and he was just drunk, and he started smacking him around. He said, no, I don't want to fight. He kept on smacking him, so he defended himself and hit him. He fell on his head and died. Namely, Bezer in the wilderness, in the plain country of the Reubenites, and Ramoth in Gilead of the Gadites, and Golan in Bashan of the Manassites. Right, Reuben, Gad, and Manasseh, which is mentioned here. Let me see. Land official map. Yeah, here. And this one, I could use this one. Or this one. Right, which is here. This side. Reuben, Gad, and Manasseh. On the other side of Jordan. Let me get this one here. Here, it's better. because that map looks big. Anyway, it looks a little bit different. But yeah. Right. So yeah, around here. Within the circle. This is Jordan, which is the other side of Jordan is here. Then you had them. Right, going on, which is Reuben, Gad, and Manasseh. 44. And this is the law which Moses set before the children of Israel. These are the testimonies and the statutes and the judgments which Moses spake unto the children of Israel after they came forth out of Egypt. On this side Jordan, in the valley over against Beth Peor, in the land of Shihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelled at Heshbon, whom Moses and the children of Israel smote, which were giant people. These people, they were big. All right. After they were come forth out of Egypt, right? And they possessed his land, and the land of Og, king of Bashan, which was another giant. 2 kings of the Amorites. Yeah. So, if I'm correct, Og was an Amorite also. Here, yeah, he was an Amorite king. Og, according to the Hebrew Bible and other sources, was an Amorite king of Bashan, who was slain along with his army by Moses, right? And let me see, Og, the giant. That's in Deuteronomy 2 or something. I don't know anymore. Deuteronomy 3. Oh shit. Huh? What? Oh, I thought. Oh yeah, right. Deuteronomy 3:11. For only Og of Bashan remained of the remnant of giants. Behold, his bedstead was a bedstead of iron. Is it not in Rabbath of the children of Ammon? 9 cubits was the length thereof, and 4 cubits the breadth thereof. After the cubit of a man. After the cubit of a man. So it was the cubit of a man. So what is a cubit? I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure what the cubit is. I looked it up, and it don't really look that 100% big. But people used to be big according to the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 5. So this length of arm is not what it actually is. When you go, let me see, like 5,000, about 4,000 years ago, which was 2,000 something BC, 3,000 something BC. So it is not that the measurement is wrong. It is that the people are smaller now, so the measurement is not correct nowadays, right? Because they say like a cubit is 18 inches. So that means 9 times 18 is what? Let me see, 9 cubits and 4 cubits. Wait, let me see, 9 cubits in length. 14 feet. Is his coffin or something? The length of his coffin, I don't know. It doesn't say coffin, it says his bed. I don't know nothing about no coffins. 14 feet, that's 4 meters, right? So his bed was 4 meters long. Let me see. That's a big dude. And I think it is bigger, actually. I think it's maybe 5 meters. You know why? Because the people, their hands used to be bigger back then. I can show you right here. It says that Ezra was also big. Ezra was not a little dude. Ezra was not a small guy. 2nd Ezra chapter 5 verse. Consider thou 54. Consider thou therefore also how that ye, Ezras, are less of stature than those that were before you. But he was still bigger than us. And so are they that come after you less than ye. You see, Ezra was bigger than us, but Ezra was smaller than the people before him. You can read this chapter for yourself if you have the time. And so are they that come after you less than ye, as the creature now which now begin to be old, and pass over the strength of youth, and pass over the strength of youth. Yeah, okay, cool, right, that's, yeah, right, because, look, it says here, 53, and she shall answer thee, that, they that be born in the strength of youth are of one fashion, right? If you're young, if your woman is young, and she gets a child, that child will be stronger because the child was in a youthful body while he was growing, so he had a lot of nutrients and stuff like that. But when a woman is old and her breasts, for example, are just wrinkled and they don't have like a lot of nutrients up in there concerning milk, the child is not really going to grow up to be that strong compared to a baby that has been, that has grown in a younger womb. Let me see. Let me see. What? When women are old, they're babies. Does the age of the mother affect the baby? After age 35, there's a higher risk of pregnancy-related complications that might lead to a C-section delivery. But the babies, let me see. Maternal age affects behavior and, let me see, weak. How aging affects fertility? Yeah. I want to know about the baby. They want to stop people from having babies, by the way. The risk of miscarriage and stillborn are higher than people who are older than 35. But yeah, let me see something. The point is that the child is not going to be that strong. The longer your eggs have been around, the more likely they are to produce a pregnancy with chromosome problems that can lead to a condition like Down syndrome. See? Your child is going to get fucked up. Right. So it says here, 2 Ezra 5 and 53, and she shall answer thee, they that be born in the strength of youth are of one fashion, and they that are born in the time of age, when the womb faileth, are otherwise. Yeah. So the earth is now actually very young. Sorry. It's very old. It used to be young. So everybody that was born on the earth in those days, maybe like 5,000 years ago, they were very big and very powerful and very strong. But the earth is now also getting old, which is about 12,000, 13,000 years old. But you can say between 14 and 12,000, but it's 12,000 around. Sorry, let me say it again, because guys, I just messed up. You could say around 12 and 14,000. A little bit more than 12,000 years. Because in Ezra time, the earth was like 10,000 years old, and it had to pass 2,000 years. And Ezra was around. I did a video about that. I forgot the number, but yeah. Ezra was around. What time was Ezra again? Let me see. Yeah, here. Yeah, so it's about like, let me see, 2,500 years ago. Yeah, so the earth would be like 12,500 years now, something like that. You can say 12,000 something. Yeah, because he said that a tenth part of the earth is already past. and then 2 parts need to come also more. So that's 12,000. But 10 parts of the earth. Here. Ezra chapter 14, verse 11. For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are already gone. Are gone already. And half of the 10th part. I don't 100% understand this because I looked it up and it was like, what was this? I forgot it. I did it in the other video. That's why, because it's very confusing. And half of the 10th part. What was that again? Shit. Wait. Right, look. It seemed confusing, but it's a numbers game, and I don't like the numbers game. Then this is Second Esdras. This is Second Esdras chapter 14, verse 10. For the world had lost his youth, or her youth, and the time began to wax old, because the earth is mentioned to have a womb, but then his youth. But anyway, and a woman has a womb. For the world had lost his youth, and the times begin to wax old. For the world is divided into 12 parts, which is 12,000 years. And the 10th part of it are already gone. Are gone already. So that's 10,000 years. By the time that Ezra wrote this, he said 10,000 years has passed. And when was Ezra? Did I click it away? Around 400. Yeah, you can say around, 450. Let's just round it off and say 500 BC. 500 BC. You can say. Yeah, 500 BC. You can say that. Just, and you need to count downward. No, it wasn't 500. Yeah, 500. You need to count downward. So he was born here around this time. I'm not sure if it's 480 precisely, but around this time, and he died around this time. So it went downward. You need to count towards 0, which is then plus. Right. So I think it was 40 years. I don't know. But anyway, around this time. So you could say 440, around this time he wrote it. Okay, so it says, let me see. Yeah, 11. For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10th part of it are gone already. And half of a 10th part. So that would be like, what, 500 years? Because one part is what, 1,000? Half of a 10th. So I checked out what is half of a 10th. What is a 10th? Like 0.1. So what's this half of it? 0.5? 0.05. So I think it was 500 years or something like that. But anyway, going on. So, and it says here, and there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part. So that's about the 2,000 years somewhat. Is still, from his time. So around his time was like 440. What time was that here? 440. So if you check this one here, I'll put the link in the description box. So creation was about 4,000 years ago. I'm not gonna be 100% saying what they say here. It's about 4,000 years BC, right? Which is now like, let me see, 6,000. No, yeah, it's 6,000 years ago. Right, this 4,000 BC, and now we are in 2000 AD. So 2000 minus 2000 is 0, and then from 0 you count minus 4,000, which is then coming up to here. 4,000 BC, but it says 41, of course, but I'm gonna round it off. Right, so the Earth is about 6,000 years in 2010. Yeah, 6,000, 6, 11, 18. 6,118, sorry. 6,118. Right, so this is the days of counting, like with people and stuff like that, right? But the days were also, sorry, the Earth was also created in 6 days, which was one day is 1,000 years. Second Peter chapter 3 verse 8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. So the earth was created in 6,000 years. Genesis 1 and 31. And the power saw everything that he had made. Wait, excuse me. Right, so it says, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Genesis chapter 2, verse 2. And on the seventh day, the Heavenly Father of the powers ended his work. The Heavenly Father caused the powers to end the work which he had made. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And the power blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because in it he had rested from all his work which the powers created and made. These are the generations of the heaven and the earth and of the earth, when they were created in the day Yahweh the power made the earth and the heavens. So this is the first time Yahweh was mentioned in the Bible, because all the other ones was just God and not Lord God. All caps. All three were all cap, by the way. Sorry, all three were all cap. It's all cap. It's Heavenly. Sorry, this is all cap. This is all caps. What am I talking about? This is all caps. All four are all caps. That's Yahweh. Right. And so the earth is created in 6,000 years, and the 7,000th year he rested. And on the 5,000th year, let me see. Yeah, on the 5,000th year, he created man and fishes and dragons. Because this word whales is dragons, as you can see here. Excuse me. Genesis 1 and 20. And the powers said, let the waters bring forth the 21. And the powers created great whales. Hebrew 85:77. Thanayan. Dragon, serpent, sea monster, dragon, or dinosaur. Serpent is a dragon. Venomous snake is still a reptile. It's still a dragon. Sea or river monster is still a dragon. It's not a whale. How can a whale be compared to a dragon, or to a dinosaur, or to a venomous snake or a serpent? A whale is a so-called mammal. I don't believe in that bullshit neither. It's just a fish, man. Okay? It's a fish. Not a fish man, but I mean a fish. It's just a fish. Right, that's what the Lord called those things. Fishes. Esau be coming with stupid stuff like mammals and this and that. There's no mammal in the scriptures, so therefore it doesn't exist. It's just a fish, or you have land animals. There. He wants to be specific in his category of lies. Bullshit. Isaiah 14 shows you that he wants to be the Heavenly Father. He wants to be God. That's why he names the creatures after Greek and Roman names and Latin and stuff like that, which is Latin. Roman is Latin. They spoke Latin. So it literally says here, and the powers created great dragons and every living creature that moveth. See? And man is a creature also. Because when you are in the Lord, you are a new. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 17. Therefore, if any man be in Yahushua, he is a new creature. That means you are a creature. Old creature, old things are passed away. The old creature, the old you. Behold, all things are become new. Anew, so you are a creature. So people were made there. And then later on given the law. Let me see. So on the 5,000th day, the Lord created man. And from there on, from here on, we can count. Let me see, like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. On the 7th day, let me see, 5th, and this is the 6,000 day, yeah, it's a year, sorry. So wait a minute, so 5 is 1, 2, and yeah, here 7 is 3, right? So sorry, I was drinking something from my throat. Right. So around you could say 450 or something, Ezra was there, and then from him counting to now, which would then therefore be what, I'll say 200, I'll say 500 to 0, or you can say 400 to 0. And then that would be then 400. I rounded it off, by the way. From 400 to 0 is 400. And then from 0 to 2023 is 2,000 years. So it's like 2,400 years. 2,400 years. Yeah, that's about, and by his time, you can say like 10,000 years passed. And then he was around this time. So add from the 10,000, you add 2,400, you can say, something like that, which would make it what, 2,000, 12,400 something. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying the earth is about 12,000 years old, as you can see it here if you read this. From the time of Ezra, when he wrote it, he said that 10,000 years are already passed. So, and he said basically, yeah, from that time you still have, so now it's 2,000 something years later, 2,400 years later, 2,500 years later. I'm not 100% sure on that, but this is not for salvation's sake, but this is for truth's sake. So according to truth, according to the scriptures, the earth is not millions of years old. The earth is only like 12,000 something years old. Right. So now that that's out the way, Deuteronomy chapter 4 verse so people are smaller now. So the 14 feet thing is of, let me see, where is it again? Yeah, here, Caucus length. So the 9 cubits is like it's like they say like it's like 4 meters, but I think it's a little bit bigger. Why? Because people used to be bigger back then, and the people that was born after Ezra became smaller. So nowadays the average door is 2 meters. The average door size in length is like 2 meter 1. Right? 2 meter 1. And what is 2 meters? 2 meter 1 is 6'8", right? 6'8". Okay. So you can say that around this time he was around this length he was 4 meters, but I think it's bigger. Because 14 feet is 4.2. But like I said, I think it was bigger than this because the cubits of one's hand is not the length of the hands that used to be here, right? The normal hand right now, like this, the normal average hand of a man, a fully grown man, they say it would be like around 18 inches. Some people are taller than others. If it is a LeBron James, let me see. Let me see. I don't want to put this sodomite. Let me see. Who should I choose? That's his wingspan. That's his wingspan. Well, go, go. You know, it depends on the band, but people used to be bigger, just like this. People used to be big as this, men. Longest NBA wingspan, right? But yeah, yeah, you should, you could, how you call the thing again, man? You should measure his hand for the wing for the cubit, and then off of that should be measured the maybe even the UBC. Maybe he's even smaller. Ezra's was probably bigger than this. He was bigger than this, bigger than these basketball players. I think these basketball players were the average size of people back then, and then other people were bigger than them. These were the like how the normal population is right now, the normal height. That would be we would be basketball players length if we was in the old days, and then the basketball players they were much bigger than us then. It says it right here. In First Ezra's. No, this is another translation. Still didn't come apart. Wait, let me. Where is it again? Right, this one. But what was it? This was I'm looking for. Yeah, it still shows you. It still says it right here that the ones that that are born after Ezra. Would be smaller than him, right? Because when a woman is older and she gets children, these children are smaller and weaker, right. What? That's not true. Yeah, that's bullshit. Because I know that they actually changed it because of they want you to have they want to encourage females to have children when they're older because they're trying to downsize the population because that is not what is told. Because it shows you clearly right here, over 30 years of age may be of low. What? It's bullshit again. They're new studies. Their new studies are on brainwashing people. That's why children nowadays cannot look at analog clocks and tell the time. Because their school system is just bullshit. Here, our research is the first to look at how the cognitive abilities of children born to older mothers have changed over time. Right, they're changing it. As you can see right here. Dramatic turnaround in cognitive abilities of children born. Yeah, your money doesn't matter to a man. And older mothers are just a terrible thing. You waste them good pussy over there. They have that wrinkle ass thing, stretching out, staying the same form. Acid was stretched out, and then you have to label that. No. A man is gonna seek a younger woman, and that is how it's supposed to be. Stay out of the westernized mentalities. But anyway, going back to over here, which is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 46. On this side Jordan, in the valley over against Beth Peor, in the land of Sihon, king of the Amorites, which the Amorites were big people, who dwelt at Heshbon, whom Moses and the children of Israel smote after they were come forth out of Egypt. And they possessed his land, and the land of Og, king of Bashan, which was also a giant. 2 kings of the Amorites, which were on the side Jordan toward the sunrise, which is the east. As you can see here, the land here, east. This is the that's why they call Japan the land of the rising sun. But Japan is not the land of the rising sun. It's actually Australia, because that's further than Japan, and it's a day before Japan. Difference between, well, you can look that up for yourself if you have the time. Difference between Japan and Australia. The time, right? Right. So it's the east, and this is the west, to the left. Going back to over here, from Aror, which is by the bank of the river Arnon, even unto Mount Zion, which is Hermon, and all the plains of this side Jordan eastward, even unto the sea of the plain, under the springs of Pisgah. Well, these are all locations, and you can find them on a map. I'm not gonna try right now, maybe another video, but yeah, you can look it up for yourself if you have the time. I showed you how, and I think you already know. Just Google it, you know. And yeah, so with that, I'm gonna say shalom.